Following video is sponsored by Eufy Security. This is Eufy Security's Video Doorbell C31. So it has a 2K camera and it's recording the footage locally on a micro SD card. 32 gigabytes of storage is what they give us. And this is not a monthly fee or anything that we need to pay for this. It's all free, unlike competitors. Now it is IP65 waterproof. So it can be out in the weather, it can be in the sun, be rained on, snowed on. It's not going to be a problem at all for it. You've got the dual power source options too with it as well. So you can have it hardwired and even wire it into your existing door chime or have it battery operated, which is what I'll be doing. There's live video chat, it has a microphone and built-in speakers. And I'll be showing you the setup of this. I'll be doing the installation at my place here. It's going to be replacing one of my old doorbells that I have set up. And I'll run through the app too as well and show you some sample footage of the Eufy Video Doorbell C31. So what's included with our Doorbell C31? So obviously we have our main unit right here. We've got the support bracket that it clips into that you'll be screwing onto your wall. And they do include this, so you can angle it either in or out, depending on, of course, which way you have it, up or down. And that is handy. You may need that in your situation just to give better coverage, say, of your front entrance or something. There is a quick start guide. We have a Eufy security sticker right there. This is if you want to use your original door chime, where you're able to do so. That there is the cables there if you're going to hardwire it. So you've got the option of having it powered by the battery or hardwiring it. But I'm going to be using the battery because I don't have any powered connection to where I am. We've got our mounting screws, and this is very good. 32 gigabytes of storage is included free. And remember, this is local storage, so there's no monthly fee at all. And we get a Type A to Type C charging cable. And finally, this, our positioning sticker. So that is going to be very handy for when I go and mount this later in the video. Up the top here, we have our passive infrared sensor, 2K camera, so it detects humans and motion. We have the Eufy branding there, and this is our push to ring button. The build quality of it is very good. It's IP65, as long as you have these gaskets in place. So this is where you can charge it with a Type-C port with our battery. Okay, so you just plug that in. There is a status LED, and I'll just show you that right there on the side. So it's red at the moment, indicating that, yes, it is charging. And you want to probably charge this before you go and mount it and set it all up. Would be advisable. So this, if you want to remove the battery, which you're going to have to anyway to install the micro SD card, you just give it a bit of a wiggle and pull it up there. That comes out. And again, we have another rubber gasket here that you need to keep that in place for the IP65 rating to actually work. And that's where the micro SD card slot is right there, the holder. That's the reader there. So you plug in your micro SD card to that. And the battery, you have the connector right here on the back. And it does tell you a little bit about the battery life there with the gauge with the status LED that is on it. Inserting it, you just need to slot it into place like so, press down. This is our hardwired connection, which I won't be using, but you can hardwire it to an existing system if you want. That means you don't need to top up the battery at all. That is our sync button right there, and this is our QR code for when you do set it up. You need to scan this, so it's going to be all set up with the application. So let's get on to mounting this now, and it's very easy. So we have a standard old style bell, and this is just a simple on and off, and it's self-powered here, so we never have to replace the battery. That's been the good thing about it. However, it's not very high quality, and having now a smart 2K camera version that can, of course, detect humans and motion and record the clips of whoever calls here is going to be very handy, especially when it comes to all the deliveries and things that I get. Now, we are Eufy security camera users because there's a solar camera up there that I have, and around my house I have various others all mounted. So this is all going to fit into the ecosystem, the same ecosystem here with Eufy, so it's going to be great. So this is the location that I'm going to be putting it, and you want to get it about this height, so you're going to capture people's faces quite easily. So I have to get rid of this old one first. So I'm just going to pry this off, and then I'll use that positioning sticker that Eufy did include. So with that sticker in place, that makes things easy. I can see exactly where I need to drill. So one hole here and one hole there, and then the mount that's going to be screwed into place. Now, because of this being just right out in the street, my location here, I don't need that 15-degree wedge, which you can use. That's optional, of course, to use that. Now to drill these two holes, I am using a hammer drill, so this is going to make the job quite easy because it's those concrete style bricks here that this wall's made out of. So that is our plastic mount in place, screwed in. That was not very hard at all, just those 2 holes that I had to drill. Now, before you even get to this point, before you start drilling holes, make sure you hold the camera up where you're going to be placing it and use the live preview with the app. And then you can see exactly what kind of field of view you have and what the camera is going to see. And how it clips in, well, it's the bottom that goes in first, and then you push the top in. You'll hear a click, and that is now secure. No one can just go along and remove this and steal it. And now to test if it is working. So I've got it connected to my home base. Okay, there is a little bit of a delay there because it's pinging back. So it goes to the home base and then back here to say it has rung, and then it is recording the footage. Now make sure your signal strength to the home base or your Wi-Fi, because you can use either the home base or just direct Wi-Fi connection, is good. So you're going to get a great streaming quality if you're looking at the live preview. And onto the sample footage. So you can see we have a wide field of view. It fits in a lot here, and it's getting all of the street here, the wall in front, so a lot is picked up. Now, it depends on what kind of notifications you have set. You can have it only start to record when someone actually presses the doorbell, which is probably what I will do, because this is a street that, well, it's not that busy, but occasionally there are people walking their dogs and things, and I don't want alerts for that. So that's probably my best option there. But if it's your front door that no one's going to be walking past all the time, then I would recommend setting it to probably have the 60 seconds of footage. As you can see, 2K resolution, it has a lot of details here. You can clearly see people's faces, who is here. And the microphone you're listening to is the built-in one. And I'll give you a sample now of what the speaker sounds like, and some of those pre-recorded voice messages too that you can leave people.
This is what our speaker sounds like. That is located at the bottom. The quality is good, it's clear, and I can be understood.
Excuse me, can I help you? Please leave it at the door. We will be right there.
We have live video calls, and just to demonstrate this now, what I'm going to do is ring the doorbell, and then with the app here, I will answer the call. And now when I speak, that's coming through the loudspeaker of our video doorbell C31. So this is a handy feature, having the live video calls. And our app, which is called Eufy Security, you can get this with iOS and Android, which I'm currently running. So I do have a lot of Eufy security cameras all set up around my house. I've been reviewing various different products, but not only the ones they sent me, but also ones I've bought myself because I've been that happy with them. And some of them have been running now for years, like the original solar cameras and everything else. But I want to view, of course, here our doorbell. So tapping here, I get the live preview. Now I've set this to be the highest quality, so it might take a few seconds. And there I have a live preview now at my front gate. Not quite my front door, but the front gate, which is the point of entry for my house. And I have my quick replies right here. So these are very handy. We've got pre-recorded messages, but you can also set and record custom messages. And the quality of them is good. I'll give you a sample of that later on too. So imagine you're expecting a delivery and your property's reasonably secure where your door is. Then you can say, leave it at the door. And there's a pre-recorded message there. So that quality looks fine. You can record there. You've got sound. And then you can have the two-way conversations too as well there. So just go into the settings and show you what else we have. So motion detection, we've got humans and human recognition. And you've got vehicle and pet as well, and even other motions that you can set. Sensitivity can be controlled, and activity zone too. You can also set, for example, a certain area that you want to be active. That might be handy depending on your house. So you've got that option there. Now you can turn off motion detection altogether if you want, and just have it as a normal doorbell that when someone presses it starts to record. You have your chime settings. So I'm using the home base as my chime. But you can also buy individual chimes for that. You can use Alexa too as well with this. And you have various options there. Or just the alerts on your phone too and use it that way. So for video settings, you got some options there to remove the logo. Auto night vision I keep on. Video quality I've put to the top absolute settings there. But you can adjust this according to maybe the data and the quality that you want. Other settings, audio. So you've got your doorbell volume, the ring volume for that, and the microphone and audio recording. You can turn that off if you want. How you want the notifications, if you want them to be efficient or with a thumbnail, and what exactly you want it to notify you about, that the doorbell's rung or it's detected motion there which is good. And finally, in fact, with the other settings here, general, there's just a few others, the status LED, the Wi-Fi connection, and whatnot. So that's all pretty straightforward. And the response settings, those are those pre-recorded messages that you can set up an auto response to as well if you wanted to. So there's a lot in there. And what about the alerts? Well, they come through to your mobile phone, and I will just show you where you get those. So they are under events. And if you've got a face already set up in the system, which I have, then it's detected me. It'll detect other family members as well, but it's detected someone else here who is the DHL driver, and you can go along and view that footage, view that clip, download it to your phone. If you need to keep it, it's going to be there. You can also set with security, the doorbell, the front door, to be in a away mode if you needed to do so. Well, I do that normally with the home base, that you can set that there. So very straightforward, good app. Now that installation was very basic there. Drill 2 holes, put the mounting bracket up and screw it into place, then clip it in. And of course, adding it to the application with eufy Security, very simple. It walks you through the process. You scan a QR code. It really couldn't get much simpler than that. Now I have it paired up with my home base. You only need to make sure, of course, that you do have range. And I do. Where my front gate is and the home base, no issues with connectivity, no problems there. The 2K footage we do get is very good. You can see plenty of details, people's faces there. The alerts come through to my mobile phone. And if you want, you can add people's faces into the system there with the app, so it will recognize the faces there. So I've done that for various family members, so we know when people are arriving, and it's a good handy feature to have there. Now the notifications, you can control those as I showed with the application, depending on what you want it to detect. So if you want all movements, you want just humans, or you can turn off motion detection and only when someone pushes the doorbell. And I love the fact that, of course, it can be hardwired or run on the battery, which is what I'm doing here. It makes it really simple, the install. And the other thing to point out with this is there's no monthly subscription, unlike competition. They include that 32GB micro SD card, which is another great little thing. So overall, the eufy Video Doorbell C31, great little system here, and it's a definite upgrade for people that just have a basic doorbell setup. Thank you so much for watching this video.